reading from the first letter of John. Beloved, everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ is begotten by God, and everyone who loves the Father loves also the one begotten by him. In this way we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and obey his commandments. For the love of God is this, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not burdensome. For whoever is begotten by God conquers the world. And the victory that conquers the world is our faith. Who indeed is the victor over the world, but the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God? This is the one who came through water and blood, Jesus Christ, not by water alone, but by water and blood. The Spirit is the one that testifies, and the Spirit is truth. The word of the Lord.
Our second reading for this second Sunday of Easter comes from the first letter of John. We have been reflecting on the gift of faith coming from the risen Lord. The gift of faith, which is also a gift of mercy. Okay. And in the second reading from the first letter of John, we are told, everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been begotten by God. So we are brought again to faith. Everyone who believes in Jesus as the one sent by the Father becomes a child of God. So if in the first reading, the fruit of faith is a community of love, of sharing, here, the fruit of faith is filiation. We become adopted children of the Father. Now, those of us, because of our faith, who become the adopted children of God, are not only loved by the Father. We should love the Father who has adopted us in Jesus Christ. But according to the first letter of John, if we truly love the Father, then we should love also the children of the Father. So we are very close to the theme of the first reading. Faith leads us to a new relationship with other people, a relationship of love, becoming a community of love because of our common faith in the Son of God who is risen, and therefore sharing in his being a child of the Father. Now that faith and love, according to the second reading, this faith makes us conqueror of the world. My dear brothers and sisters, let us not minimize the gift of faith. The faith enables us to conquer the world. What does this mean? Faith, which comes from the risen Lord, enables us to triumph, like the risen Lord, over sin, the forces of sin leading to death. That is the type of conquest that faith enables us to accomplish. It is not worldly conquest. It is not defeating other people in business. It is not getting ahead of other people in terms of earning, in terms of prestige, in terms of ambition. The type of conquest that the faith enables us to engage in is triumph over sin, triumph over injustice, triumph over selfishness, triumph over lies, triumph over discrimination, triumph over inequalities, triumph over the disregard of creation. All of these things, faith, even if it is as small as a mustard seed, this faith can really conquer what destroys the world. My dear brothers and sisters, we find here cause for rejoicing. The risen Lord, out of his mercy, has triumphed over sin and death. And now, we are asked to share in that triumph. We can conquer the world and transform the world into a better place. The way the first disciples depicted by the Acts of the Apostles were able to do it. But what is the weapon? If you want to call it a weapon? Faith. Faith. Let the power of faith be used in order to defeat evil in the world. The faith is our force for good. And it is a mighty, mighty force. If only we would believe that it comes from the risen Lord. And we have nothing to fear, because it is the risen Lord that has first triumphed over the sin of the world. We are being asked to participate in His triumph by believing in Him. So, dear brothers and sisters, let us exercise mercy towards our brothers and sisters and towards the world and creation by taking our faith seriously, the faith that is our response to the forces of death and evil in the world.